Tigers win number 85. And, man, great pictures of Veerling after he slid into home. Had that face. Tigers down 3-0. They came back, won 4-3. And somebody stopped by on their way home from the game. We'll get to him in a minute. Hall Financials, our presenting sponsor. Rates have fallen to their lowest level since December 2023, and Hall Financial is ready to help you take advantage of that with, if you're getting into your home's equity, they can loan you money with no closing costs, no money out of pocket. If you need $50,000, that's $400 a month. If you need more, that's $800 a month. It's that simple, and rates have been looking very good lately. But they may not last forever, so don't miss this chance to access your equity with zero out-of-pocket costs. Call 866-CALL-HALL or visit callhallfirst.com/Drew today. And the Tigers, with an amazing 4-3 win today, they have now won 30 out of 41 games to put themselves in pretty good position for a playoff spot. The magic number is 2 with the Twins playing later, right?
Yes.
Just to make the playoffs, they could end up not in that one-game playoff.
Twins? Who cares about the Twins? It's about catching the Royals now.
Yeah, that's true. Well, wait, where are we with the Royals?
We're tied, yeah. Yeah, they won today as well.
We do have the White Sox coming to town. But anyway, Gibby stopped by on his way home.
Yeah, just came from a ball game.
Yeah.
That was really one of the best games of the year, I thought.
They've been doing it for some time, 41 games, and they expect to do it, and the other team knows they're going to do it, and though they were behind today early, where in the other 2 games of the series they got ahead, it looked like, this might not be going good, but then all of a sudden, they got your boy Carps in the game.
Yeah.
And then out of the game. But
I know.
Here's a game.
It's a somewhat sore subject, but I'm getting used to it.
We can talk about that. But, you watch the managers manage, okay, in this type of game, and Kevin Cash managed it so he could have his lefty. What was his name? Clevinger?
Yeah. Clevinger.
Okay. He's got against Cole Keith, and Carp.
Right.
So he's declared that, and AJ's done his moves. And so it's what it comes down to. It comes down to Veerling gets on, Cole Keith gets him in, and then Carps is up, and they pinch hit for Carps, and they get Malloy in there.
Well, I was fooled because Jason said, we're going with the lefties. So I thought Carps was in the on-deck circle or something when he said that, and then all of a sudden they showed Malloy picking up a bat, and the guy, AJ, can't make a wrong move, it seems. I mean, he's been incredible.
Even if it doesn't seem to be the right one, but it was. He was happy with that. They did pinch hit for Carps, and they pinch hit the other day for him after he hit a couple of home runs. But
has that ever happened?
I think part of it is AJ is gone with this plan that he's got figured out, and Malloy's the only guy that didn't play. I think there was a sub-subject to this in that he wants Malloy to know. I mean, look, you're sitting on the bench. You're McKinstry. Okay, here they trot him out. They bring a righty in. As soon as they get the righty in, they trot him out, and he gets a hit. He does his job. He did it yesterday, and these guys
ripped the ball to right field today. Smashed it.
Yeah, what a great job! You get the chance to be successful with your manager, and so Malloy, they used every position player. So they went out there in the 9th inning with their closer on the mound. Everybody had played. If just think of they got the catcher gets a foul tip.
Oh yeah,
emergency catcher.
Emergency. Now Veerling's probably because Veerling started in left, went to third, went to first.
Is Veerling the third string catcher?
Well, I
wonder who would catch.
I don't know that he is.
Who's the answer?
I mean, I got to believe he's done everything else. McKinstry would probably do it too. These guys are unbelievable. They got a great structure, and they believe in each other, and it's really an incredible thing to just sit and watch.
I was looking at the team today. They have 11 rookies. They're playing a lot right now.
11 or 12?
I count 11 because I was at Wenzel Perez, John Henry Malloy, Cole Keith, Jace Young, Dylan Dingler, Trey Sweeney, Jackson Jobe, Kiter Montero, Brant Herter, Brennan Manafee. I don't even know some of these guys' first names. And Ty Madden makes 11. But if they have 11 rookies, they have second-year players, Bo Brisky, Gunther, Tyler Holton, who pitched, I think, 5 innings in his third year. I mean, technically, he's a third-year guy. Reese Olson. Carps is really, although he had 100 at-bats 3 years ago, he's kind of in his third year. Reese Olson. And then third-year guys, they have Riley Green, Spencer Torkelson, Matt Vierling, Casey Mize. He missed a whole season, or this would be his fourth. And Jason Foley. And then fourth year, Scooble, McKinstry, Rogers, Ibanez, and Vest. And then they have Maeda, who's played 8 seasons. That's insane.
Cam, how many of those guys did you play with?
Quite a bit.
Really?
He was in the minor leagues with those guys.
Yeah, no, they all know each other, right? I mean, it's just like kind of like your crew where everybody played a lot together.
And another thing is, look, they've made some good additions this year. They got rid of Flaherty and got Sweeney.
And everyone hated that trade, and look how it's turned out.
And we've got a catcher in the minor leagues. And then before that, when Alavila's regime was there, he's got a heavy sprinkling. And so, I mean, this is just, it's incredible to see how long it's taken them to construct this. But there's so many things that they've done differently than, I'm going to say, 2020 when they started the rebuild.
Well, they're playing all these guys, too. AJ seems to want to get all these guys. Like today, he got John Henry Malloy in the game. It just seems like he is determined to use this entire roster, and not just for the sake of using them, but making them be a big part of the team. Like today, again, Carpenter with 2 home runs gets pinch hit for, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And
But he's also protecting him.
yeah, no, that's one of the reasons he's hitting 288.
He didn't like the lefty on lefty, so he wants to get his implement all of his pieces on the team, and he wants Carps to succeed. And he wanted to, if they bring the lefty in, that means the next time they come around there is no lefty. So now Carps is next at bat because.
Well, and today you had him ready to pinch hit when you had a situation where you could score some runs, and he rips a single. So
And
I mean, he's a nice guy to have on the bench.
He had a good bat, good at bat. I mean, the ball comes off his bat hot.
Definitely. No, he's one hell of a hitter. Who's the leader of this team?
It's a good collective group. I would say Riley Green on the position player side. Pitchers they're different. They're a totally different group. They're very young on this team, really. And Foley has been there about.
Foley is in his
Got him out of independent
third
ball.
year.
Independent ball. Throw
Really?
100 miles an hour, and he's had a Tommy John, and now he's just coming back. Now, at the beginning of the year, AJ said no closer, remember?
Yeah.
Well, there's one now. And Will Vest, you played with Vest. Did you play with Vest? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cam's here. Cam Gibson. Yeah, Will Vest he's fantastic. He might be my favorite reliever.
How about Brisky?
Brisky.
How about Horton?
Holton? No, I know, it's crazy. They're all pitching fantastic. How did that happen?
There's a little building down there in Lakeland where they measure everybody's throwing, their swings. They have all kind of
Spin rates.
They measure the spin, and basically, if you look at the Tigers, their pitching rate's high, but they locate their mandate. Do you remember what the mandate was when Scott Harris came in?
Control the strike zone.
Control the zone for the pitchers
I
and
got
the
that right.
position player. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Did I get a bell or something?
Huzzah.
I'll buy you a water that you didn't get.
I have water for you. You want water?
Sure.
It's in the fridge.
Anyway, it was control the zone, and the guys that couldn't control the zone, they started moving them out, and these guys got better and better and better at it. And I mean, how many check swings do you see on TV this weekend where they didn't get it against them?
That's pretty. I mean, they seem to have a 100% check swing rate, which is pretty rare. I mean, lately, and Jason said, no, they always check their swing, and a lot of times they'll ring you up on a check swing, but they seem to be holding their bat back for some reason.
But they're shorter. The stroke is shorter. You know what I'm saying? You get this
So it's easier to check?
You get this big, long stroke, and your bat's coming around the ball. It's kind of hard to stop this way. If you're coming this way,
Yeah.
it works. So, I mean, but they've got it's a lab down there, and they analyze and give suggestions to these kids, and they just improve and improve. You know,
How old is the lab? How long has it been there?
would you remember when they put it, Cam? I mean, it's been there.
Pretty recent.
It's been there, but they have analysts that analyze all the data where they get, and they all do different things. Now, initially they write formulas to figure things out and create indexes on whether they want.
What college degree do I have to get to do this?
And how they can measure your potential. They don't get it right initially, but they've stuck with it. Like I think they got 50 or 60 analysts.
Wow.
And
Well, who was the guy that started all this? Who wrote those big long books, and he could tell
Bill
you.
James?
Bill James.
Yeah.
They could take your first 5 seasons and tell you what your peak home runs and peak RBI, and he was pretty damn good
Until roids ruined it.
until steroids came along and broke the model.
to redeem and make people interested after the strike,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
right era. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, the steroid thing is interesting, but a little off topic. So, how was the crowd today?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was it 20s, 20,000? But they're loud.
Loud as hell.
They're
Packed.
Night before last, I think you said there was 22,000. They were so loud, I thought that place was sold out until I saw the upper deck. And then last night, it was almost sold out, wasn't it?
32. I think it was 32. And again, things that I can remember from when I played here in Tiger Stadium and when we went 35-5 was it's kind of a roar underneath the ground. It sounds like a train's coming a long way away, and then there's a distinct sound. And when you play, the crowd really when you're a player and you're running the bases, or you make a great play, you can hear that coming in. It's like a great stage to play on. It's equal delightment.
Have you ever heard Comerica as loud as Tiger Stadium ever got? Because nothing. I mean, Tiger Stadium, the way it was built, was just deafening.
I think people seem to be excited. It's been a while since they've competed. I think it's hard. The loudest place, the 2 loudest places I ever played were the Metrodome in '87.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Quince.
They were doing the whistles.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame in a football game as a freshman.
Ah.
Interesting.
How many times did you play Notre Dame in your career?
2, I think.
2. One in East Lansing and one in.
We didn't beat them.
No?
That's when Luther Bradley, who the Lions drafted with the number 1 pick, was the DB. He was the best DB I ever went against, too.
Did he shut you down?
No. I mean, it was he got me, but I got him too.
All right. Well, again, 4-3 today. Insane. 30 wins out of 41 games.
Is that? Do you think that's tougher to do at the end of the year than the 35-5 that you guys did in the beginning of the year?
When it happens, it happens. Tigers had Carps, Meadows, and Riley Green out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 good left-handed bats, and Parker Meadows is ridiculous the way he plays center field. I mean, it's crazy. Like the second batter of the game today hits one close to the wall, and Parker is so comfortable with the wall. I mean, I could feel the wall close in on me. I mean, you're running, you turn your back, then you look up at the ball, and then all of a sudden you feel the alley out there close in. But Parker has a great ability to do that. And
Is he the fastest guy in the organization?
oh, absolutely, he's in the top 5%. I'll bet you there's very few. Like today, he was running 30.2 feet per second.
30.2. I can't
That's
even.
not an unusual
Can't even
measure.
imagine that.
Second to home in 6.2 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, he started out 7 for 77, and it was so bad they sent him down, and honestly, I was like, oh, wow, I wonder if this guy has it, because he's got so much ability. He had that walk-off home run at the end of last season. Oh, my God, this guy's the future. And just this abysmal start. And, you wonder, is the guy going to recover from that? I mean, is he going to recover this year? I mean, he seems like a great player who would recover, but, I mean, it's a pretty stunning turnaround.
You get your feet wet, or you're a rookie, you're a young player. You hear the expectations, and you don't start living up to them. You start to think something's wrong, and you start to fix. And many times, nothing is wrong. You're generating that. And
was he swinging the bat well when he was 7 for 77, or was he pressing? Or?
No, he was missing because he was overthinking.
Okay.
You ever do that in your life?
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Why did everybody laugh?
Constantly.
I find it easier not to think.
That's the beauty of it.
No, I hit 229 my junior year in college, and that number 220, anytime I see the number 229, it always hits me like, fuck, I hate that number. Because I hit I hit over 300 every other year. How did I hit 229 one year? And definitely about, I'd say probably 15 games in, my head was messed up. Like, what is going on? This is not supposed to happen.
So what were you doing to try and stop it?
Weed.
I think I was just trying.
Just thinking that.
I think I was just trying to do what I always did, but I think I just had overthought it, and I think I went up to the plate not. I think I thought I was focused, but I think I was all over the place. And then there was a point in the season where I hit a couple home runs. And I thought, oh, maybe I should hit the long ball. Maybe I should, turn it up a little bit. And I hit 9 home runs, by the way.
Hey.
Which is how many Carps hit 9 at Virginia Tech, too.
Hey,
I want that on the record.
Yeah, peas in a pod.
So you look at Torque, who they sent down, and he's come back and he hit 30 home runs last year and had 100 RBI, right?
94.
Well, okay. 94.
Close enough. He has 30 extra base hits this year.
Yeah.
I mean, in 320 or 33 at bats, I think, which is not bad.
Last night he missed his slider away, 2 sliders away, and then the guy tries to trick him one more time and he smokes it. But you could just see, we replayed it from the side view, you could just see he just stayed back just a little bit. He got the head out on the ball.
Yeah, that was sweet to see him hit his 10th home run in, again, 300 and some odd at bats, which is below what we expect of Torque. And I don't know, I'm just so glad they brought him up because, I mean, he's a good guy to have on the roster, whether he's playing every day or not. And he seems to be, I don't know, he's fighting through this thing. I mean, I don't know. It's weird when a guy hits 31 home runs, you think, oh, he's there. He's in. And then he gets off to this terrible start and gets sent down, which, for a number 1 pick at 24 is really pretty weird. But, it seems like his attitude has been very good through all of it.
The Tigers' hitting ranks low, but their situational hitting and when they get the hits is optimal. I mean, just look at what they did today. So, I mean, some of the measures that we have is not accurate.
Well, it's amazing. Torkelson, who hit a home run and a double last night, he gets pinch hit for today. Carps gets a hit. Carps gets pinch hit for by a rookie, Malloy. He hits a game-winning sacrifice fly, so AJ just seems to if AJ is not the manager of the year, I would like to see who is. He can't not win this, right?
I was thinking how far he's come. I think his first managerial year was right around 2008.
You managed against him, didn't you?
I was his bench coach, his first job.
Oh.
And so I'm thinking that.
What was his first job?
Arizona.
Arizona.
He took
I
over
totally forgot about that.
Melvin. And it didn't go good, but when he first got into that dugout and made decisions, he wasn't calm. None of us are. It goes quickly. People think baseball's a slow game. It's not. One pitch and it changes. But you look at him now, he's very stoic, right?
Oh yeah, no, he looks like it's all done. It's all up there.
He's got a world championship,
Yeah.
and he's created a team. I mean, they had one starting pitcher, Scooble, all year, and they brought up
insane.
Montero, who's a young kid, and they went with the opener and the bulk guy during this streak. That's how they did it, and Scott Harris and AJ sat down and figured out how they could do it by rotating kids in and out of the minor leagues, no matter, again, if you controlled the zone, you got called up. They went deep, and so they figured it out, and it's worked. Now, Kevin Cash in Tampa Bay, they did the opener years ago.
Right, the reliever starting the game.
But nobody's done it 4 out of the 5 days.
No, we did it for, it seems like 6 weeks we did it.
Yeah, but I'm saying 4 out of the 5
it's
starters
crazy.
has been opener, and that's been masterful. And no, the injuries where they had them before, they're not having them. Guys are staying healthy. They're doing a good job. But they've got so many options. They've got several. He's got lefties. He's got righties. He's got sinker ball guys. He's got guys that got the velocity, like that Reese Olson kid. I mean, he's got 5 pitches. 4 of his pitches he throws over 25% over 20% of the time, and then his curveball he only throws 5%, but he can throw them off for strikes. Now we got him in a trade with Milwaukee. Who did we trade for him? It was a couple of years ago.
I don't even know. Is that a Scott Harris trade?
No. That
Alavila?
That was an Alavila trade.
I tell you, you look at this roster and it seems like Alavila at least deserves something. I mean, there's a lot of guys from his reign. Carpenter and Riley Green and Scooble was a 9th-round pick. And who drafted Jackson Jobe?
He was just recently.
Okay, so that's Harris. By the way, that was bizarre. A guy pitches his first game in the big leagues in the 9th inning, and it seemed like it was almost a full house last night. It seemed like everyone knew who he was, and that this was a huge moment. And a lot of times, late in the year, this team certainly was expected to be in it. It was pretty electric. I mean, you were at the ballpark. It seemed crazy down there.
They did put a thing on the. They kept showing him.
Oh.
Jackson Jobe. You've been watching him all year. He's got 5 pitches, all good, and they want. I had a feeling they wanted to throw him last night because they want to get him. They would never throw him back to back at this time, but you want guys with great stuff, but they've got to be able to locate it. And we talk sometimes about how the Tigers are positioned so well. That's because the pitchers are hitting their spot. If you can hit an area, you can kind of cordon them off in a certain spot.
So how do you compare this nucleus to you played with all those guys in the minor leagues in 78, 79, or 79, 80, 81, and then all of a sudden you guys are all up there together and it takes a couple years. Is this similar to that group or is it a completely different sort of thing?
I think it is. You get. It's not. They're not all together, but you got groups together. You go to a spot, and then you get to the top level. And then you got the guys underneath you. Now maybe there's three prospects underneath you. One of those guys go. Now you got 4 on top, and you got 2 there. And then you jockey them up and down. A lot of it depends on what you need to develop on too. Like I was talking to Jace Young today before the game. Did you see that slide not too long ago?
Yeah, it was great.
And
incredible.
We were talking about that, and, like everybody's doing the run thing finally. I'm a base running geek. I love it. I think it's an important part of the game. And we use it phenomenally. Like Siri, the center fielder tonight, who one of our guys took off and early in the game, and after that he was peekabooing because the Tigers run hard around first base, so you're an outfielder, you're kind of peeking out of the corner of your eye, then you bobble them, and it doesn't happen all the time, but that one time it happens, and all of a sudden you're in scoring position. Riley Green on the dirt ball read today.
Oh, yeah.
He got down there. He runs a little differently, but when he was going on that dirt ball read, he's pretty quick. He's quicker, much quicker than you think.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get thrown out, but the catcher had to hurry up and throw it, and it was bounced in, and there he was.
Catch it and tag it. But this club, they're catching the attention of the rest of Major League Baseball, and the way they're constructed, so athletically, so versatile, and the the way they put in the system of pitching and defense, and offensively the opportune things that they do. We won a game, 2 bunts. Remember that one? So these guys are in play, and sky's the limit. It's like a jet stream they get into, and then once they get in, they do what they got to do to win the game.
Jim, you've been sitting back there. I know you're watching all the games.
Yeah.
You got a question?
Oh.
Oh my God, the pressure's on Jim.
I know. Yeah, can you write it down and I'll read it?
Real slowly. Jim's a slow reader.
I'm not that slow a reader.
Well,
you guys put a lot lot of pressure on me.
I'll ask this. Okay, so they have this big.
Thanks for bailing Jim out, Mark.
Thank you. I'm thinking now.
Well, I had it on deck, I'm just saying. So they have this big run. I mean, a lot of energy, a lot of excitement. To sustain it going through to this new playoff system, which I just hate, the one game, the shortened series and stuff. How do you adjust to that, or is it just like, this is another series, this is another series, this is another series? Because I'm sure a lot of people around the league might think they got in, that's good enough, but they have a legitimate shot of winning it. I saw some scouts even talking about that because of how hot they've been.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm not sure. It's the second time you referenced the system. You got a 1, 2, and 3 division winner, right? Mm-hmm. You got 1, 2, and 3 wild
cards.
Okay, so the number 1 division winners and the number 2, they get a bye,
Right.
and then number 3 division winner plays number 1 wild card, and then 2 and 3 play. Okay, and those are 3-game series. We get no home game out of that. That's a 3-game series. So if you're, I think 2 versus one of the you got a 2 wild card and you got a 3 wild card. Those guys both play on the road. 3 games. You don't get a home game until you get to the next round.
Does that even feel like the playoffs then, or does it feel like another series?
Well, I mean, it's kind of what they do. I guess I don't know why they did it that way, because there was a lot of complaint about having that 1 game.
Yeah.
So everybody gets 3 games. It goes 3 games, 5 games, 7 games. In the 3
they don't have a 1-game playoff anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Remember that one against
Sweet.
Minnesota? What year was that? Game 163?
2009?
2009 one?
Yeah.
Who was that didn't get hit?
Inge.
Oh, Inge, yeah.
the jersey
Rushed
guy.
the jersey, yeah. That's because they tied, though, at the end of the season, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was honestly one of the best baseball games I've ever seen. That was a great game. I do remember Maglo hit a home run in that game. After he had a pretty rough season too, but that was I think it was 5, they win 6-5, I believe. It wasn't was it extra innings, or I know Porcello started the
What
game.
the score was yesterday. I remember that.
It was 7-1.
They had,
Drew, do you need me to bail you out, by the way? I got a question.
Please, Jim.
You guys are talking about the playoffs, and I'm just wondering with this pitching stat, like, what are they going to do in the playoffs? I mean, obviously there's Skubal. Is Montero going to start? Are they going to keep platooning him like that? Like, how is this going to work out?
I love it. I think it's great.
well, I mean, it'll be just like they've been doing it. They'll probably do a lot of opener with the bulk guy coming next. And the thing about it is, when you do it that way, you really force your opponent to kind of declare you want to. If you position your lineup one way, you're going to have to pinch it early, and if you do it another way, you try and push them down to the end of.
Do they typically know who the second pitcher is going to be? They have no idea. I mean, they know it's one of a couple guys, right? But that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, not knowing who you're going to face.
Well, and you go, the bullpen comes in to play a lot more in the playoffs. I mean, you're going to be using more bullpen guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's time to go. You know, it's and
all hands. Yeah.
You know, the clubs are very sensitive about anybody getting hurt. So if somebody gets sore, they'll switch them out. They're pretty good at that. Sometimes, I think, you know, somebody was sick and they needed some extra time. They get creative with ways to adjust their roster. But I can be rest assured that Scott Harris and AJ Hinch and their staffs, they're on it. they're on it, and they've proven that. And
Yeah, I would be shocked if they didn't have a bullpen starting at least some games in the postseason because it's worked so well. I mean, what is a record when the bullpen starts the game? I wonder what that number is. I don't know off the top of my head, but I have to believe it's pretty good.
oh yeah, it's been highly productive, and they've got a lot of pitchers that, again, they can control the zone, and everybody stacks it up left, right, left, right, left, right. But that's sometimes a weaker lineup, so you might have to go left, left, right, left, and managers have to think about when they put that reliever in there, because they got to face three guys or make sure they close the inning out. So some of the rules that they've added to this game recently, they're actually making it highly competitive, I think.
A reliever like Casey Mize. I mean, that was his first relief appearance today.
Could you
Oh,
see
was that really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Olson and Mize? They're both righties, but you could see the difference. Casey's been hurt coming off of a Tommy John, and he's.
How's he doing? I sense him getting frustrated on the mound, which is unusual. You don't see a lot of guys do that. And today, that wild pitch that scored the run, I distinctly heard a "fuck" that got on the mic, just barely, just a little bit. But that must have been Casey, I
We
assume.
turned it up for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I understood.
Wouldn't that be great if there was a broadcast that was just explicit? just a bunch of that.
Why not?
Should be.
We're all adults.
Hey, I'm back in 2009. The Twins won 6-5 in 12 innings. Anybody remember who the losing pitcher was, or want to throw out a guess? I'll give you a hint. He was around. He was around for a long time after this game.
Oh.
Oh,
Who?
Verlander?
Fernando Rodney.
Oh, wow.
He lost. He was.
He pitched 40 years.
He pitched.
The man that knew how to wear a hat.
He was. Must have been in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
Some of these guys, their arms, it really is incredible how long they can go now. But the game is getting younger and much more athletic. Tigers are the second youngest team, I believe.
How could anyone be younger than them? They've got 11 rookies, 6 second-year guys, and 5 30. I mean, that's insane.
Gibby, I just thought of something. If there was a fully explicit broadcast and you were on it, you really could have teed off on Benetti, because I think he was a little harsh about your mustache yesterday.
I tried to get him to grow it.
He can't grow.
He can't grow a mustache.
Oh, yeah, he could grow one.
Can he?
I tried to get him last week to grow it, and he wasn't up for it. But
Oh, he's got to grow a playoff mustache.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
then when hockey season goes, I just fill it right in.
Fernando Rodney pitched till he was 42 with Washington, and that year, let's see, through 33 innings, he still struck out 35 guys. He threw hard.
How does a guy have a shoulder joint left after 40 years of? Well, you said 40
probably
years.
doesn't.
That's
He
exaggeration.
He pitched 18 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I guess the use makes it so strong, right?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty fluky. I mean, a guy like Justin Verlander, who I know he's been struggling this year, but he'll be back, won't he?
I think he's probably getting close to the end. He's got a lot of innings.
Yeah.
How much longer? You have to start dealing with shit all the time. And, like
He's had injuries for sure.
when I was 38, it hurt to get out of bed, and you got to really get after it to be prepared to play that game that night. Then you do it again the next day and the next day. It's like enough's enough. And plus you got these young kids coming up. They want your job,
Hell yeah.
and they just take it.
Yeah, you left mid-season in '95, was it?
Right.
What was it? Was there something that happened, or because you weren't having a bad year?
Well, I had a family, number one.
Oh,
So
Yes, Cam.
my family's getting bigger.
I wasn't sure what Cam meant. I saw that face.
And I had like a sports hernia injury.
Ugh.
So we were doing okay, then we at the trade deadline we traded our two best pitchers, David Wells
Oh,
and Mike Hedman was our
so
closer.
the season was over.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going to be howling out of bed. You're trading our best guys. I just wasn't into it. So I said, give a kid my position, and do your rebuild. And when you make the plunge as an organization to rebuild, like there's a lot of addition by subtraction. It's just the way it is. And I took the initiative to be that guy.
Which picture on the wall is you at age 38?
Oh,
Probably the lower one, if any. Let's see. We got Gibby.
What's the one up top?
How
old were you there?
What's in your hand there? He's got to be in your 20s there.
on the top one,
It's
what's
the
in his
Gibby.
hand?
It's the Gibby come hither picture.
Caressing a tree. A birch
Oh, that's
tree.
right. He's holding a birch.
You got to be 20, 27, 28
Caressing
there,
tree.
right?
Correct.
It must be an aphrodisiac.
Same mustache.
Is that in Playgirl magazine? Is that where that came from?
Let's submit it.
I'm not going
Submit it today for
any
Playgirl.
further with that.
And what's it say at the bottom of that, Cam? The lower one?
Big game hunter.
Big Game Hunter.
Nice.
Yeah, it's badass.
Got some good jerseys in here.
Hell yeah! I got Aaron Judge added this year.
Oh.
Those are all from the Parkinson's Foundation golf outing. Got Goose, Castellanos. Brandon was throwing up much too close to the Castellanos one the other day.
You hung out with Goose a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That was great.
Pretty good guy, wasn't he?
Hell yeah! No, Goose was totally cool. Let's
Looked
see.
like it was foggy around you guys.
What? What are you talking
it's
about?
crazy.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Goose
Yeah.
is he's
great
become
outing.
a good friend, and he gets along with everybody. When you first played against him, he was just threw the ball so hard he looked like so mean and everything. But
Oh yeah.
That Fu Manchu stuff.
No, I was intimidated just seeing, oh my God, that's Goose Gossage. I mean, even now, I'm like, oh my God, it's Goose. But he's really friendly.
you and Maz,
Yeah, we were hanging with
Oh.
Goose.
Now, which one is your
Yeah, who's
best
your better
friend?
friend?
Is it Maz or? Okay.
Maz came in the booth yesterday.
Oh my God,
He's
he's
just
so
sucking
working
up.
hard on
That's
that.
all he's
Wow.
doing.
Yeah. Well, he seems more like an anchor.
I'm an organic friend.
Yeah.
Drew calls me. It's about when I walked in the door. It was about 11:30 or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm getting off my feet or whatever, and I'm like, man, I just got home. I'll give you a call tomorrow. And about 6 o'clock this morning, I've been up for 2 hours, so I gave him a jingle. I couldn't believe he was up. He's not.
I know.
He's still up.
What?
I did. I woke up and I started listening to a podcast, and then I saw the Rashon
Yeah.
from the sneaker. Wait, what's his
Sneaker
podcast?
Box?
Sneaker
Brian,
Box.
yeah.
Yeah, Rashon had designed a football jersey based on the Motown record label.
Oh, cool.
And I was so fired up. I got to show this to you.
Did you buy one?
Well, he just designed it.
Have you seen the picture that he's posted online of his living room with a couch, and behind it is a wall of shoeboxes?
God.
And it's like
He must have hundreds of
it must
thousands
be
of
like
shoes.
a 10 by 15 room, and the wall is just full.
What did they call those jerseys? The Tigers, Cam? Those
Oh, this, yeah.
City Connect ones. So we were thinking, Drew and I were thinking about trying to get him to refine this one that they sent to you, and we'll
Yeah.
go City Connect for the Lions.
I don't know why this would not. I'm trying to find this picture. Let's see. Rashon.
Where was it? I can pull it up.
Is there going to be a bowling tournament?
Good question.
No,
Coming up?
I can't. I'm on the DL right now.
Oh, okay.
No bowling.
Send it to me.
tournament.
And I can't bowl, so
Look at the Motown label.
nice.
And the
That is
jersey.
cool.
Isn't that fucking
That is
great?
really cool. Wow, that almost looks like a chick shirt too. I think I need that.
So now, great. Now if Drew wears it, he's gonna be wearing
It's
a
kind of a
chick shirt.
V-neck, and it has like the little cap sleeves.
I was looking at
You
all
look
the.
great in it, Drew.
I was looking at all the Motown. I was looking at all the record labels today, and I think the Motown label is one of the coolest 45
It's
labels.
hard to beat the Stax snap.
I love the Stax one. I don't know about getting it on a jersey or a shoe.
No.
Which that's really, wow, that is really good. And I wouldn't have thought those colors would look that good, but
Yeah, they were
I don't know.
pretty
We'll
good.
see.
Hey, speaking of Motown, you guys see are they putting a bunch of money into the Motown Museum?
Oh, it's huge.
40 million?
Yeah.
40 million?
Is that was that what they were showing? What it's gonna be or what it is? Because they were delayed in constructing.
No, I mean, I consume information like most of you guys. I
Right,
just
yeah.
fleeting by. I saw it. I never really followed up, but
It's
They
beautiful.
think it's
They
gonna
put a
be-
ton into it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, something gigantic should be been made of Motown before now, but I mean, better late than never. Anyway.